Peace and love. Let's do a reading for our water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio for February. As we head into February, we're still in the beginning of the month. Anytime you come across this reading, though, there are messages in here for you from Spirit, or there could be some messages in here from Spirit. We're going to use the Grandma Babies Black and Gold today, and then the Hoodoo Tarot. I have the book here with me for this deck because if we pull in the major arcana, I want to make sure that I can read about the person that comes up. I think it's out of respect that we do that. All right, so let's get some incense going. Clear our spaces. I hope that you are doing well wherever you are. And let's see what message the Spirit has for us. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. There's always been things going on in the world. But we need healing. And so we need clarity. And we need to have an understanding of our situation and our places, no matter who we are. I need it too. So that's what we're here for. So let's see what messages Spirit has for us. I have my tea just in case I need it. I recently had my tooth pulled, so I'm not feeling my best, but I want to see what messages we have. All right, so let's see for our water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I'm going to put this aside. All right, Spirit, thank you, Most High, for the gift of life, life force energy. Thank you, angels, for your protection. Thank you, ancestors, for your guidance, for your fortitude, for your courage, wisdom, all those things. I honor you. Continue to walk with me. Spirit, what messages do we have for our water signs as we head into February? Or just whenever they come across this reading, what messages would you have for us? What's the heart of the matter for us as we head into February? All right. What's the heart of the matter, angels? Thank you. All right, so we have the Seven of Baskets. So normally, let me make sure you guys can see. Okay, make sure there's no glare on those cards. All right, so the Seven of Baskets deals with, can deal with confusion. All right, not having clarity on the situation. The Son of Sticks, this particular card in this deck, this is the page of Swords. It's always the idea for me of, actually, it's just, give me one moment. Let me make sure. Nope, it's the Wands. I don't know why why I said that. All right, so this is the idea too, because the way he has this up here, and that could be what I've always see, and the fact that he has his hand out saying stop, like no, don't come any further. It's the idea of cutting something away, because the way that's angled, it looks like a scythe to me, but it's a stick. So it's a page of wands, or the Son of Sticks, but to me it kind of gives me sword energy as well. All right, so we'll kind of keep that in mind as we go through our reading. All right, so what else do we have? The Seven of Baskets. Tell us about the Seven of Baskets, Spirit. What messages do you have for us? We need to clear some things up here. All right. Let's see. All right, so the mirror, you, your energy, who you are, the writer, beautiful things coming in, news coming in, visitors, ideas, anything. The birds, communication, and then the clouds. So the clouds beside the Seven of Baskets is pretty fitting because the clouds in Lenormand deals with confusion. All right, not being quite clear on something, not being able to see your way on a situation. Pretty much it could deal with sadness, is also there with the clouds, depression, those type of energies. Then on the bottom we have the child. All right, so let's see. All right. So right away with this mirror card, Spirit is telling me to tell you to put yourself first. in any and every situation. Not in a way that hurts other people. We're not talking about that. We're making sure that we're caring for our minds, all right? We're caring for our emotional selves, the child within. We saw the child energy. That we're making sure that we're that we're nurturing that inner child like energy in our dealings in life. Maybe it's not something we can do every single day. I get that, but it needs to be something that's a part of your practice or part of your thought process. That I need to do things that are light so that I can access that inner child energy. The Seven of Baskets in its negative form deals with confusion, a lack of understanding what's happening around you, being overwhelmed in life, overwhelmed with choices, overwhelmed with having to make certain decisions. But in this positive aspect, the Seven of Baskets deals with creativity and being able to have so many ideas, have abundance of creative ideas that you can bring things into fruition. So it's the minor arcana, but it's the idea of the magician energy. Okay, we haven't put it into actual, it hasn't been realized yet, but the ideas are there, ready for the taking, right? And so that's the Seven of Baskets energy in its positive light. Spirit is saying that, because this one even deals with the clouds. I'll hold it up here. This kind of it's giving me basket case energy, where you're might not be as clear as you want to be on the direction that you want to move your life in. We have the rider here. The rider deals with people coming in or messages coming in, but it's also our movements as well. We can also be the rider. So moving ourselves into situations where we're able to put ourselves first and we're able to nurture our creativity without being clouded by sadness or the vision that's not ours. That's there as well. Spirit is saying to be open to communication. But because I don't see a lot out here, we'll put some more cards. It's the idea of being open to communication with you, because this is a solitary energy here, the Seven of Baskets. This is a solitary energy here as well. So Spirit is saying that be open to communication with others, but mainly be open to communication with yourself. What does that mean? It means that when we're going through difficult times like this, when we can't see our way forward out of situations, that we're able to talk to ourselves and figure out, first and foremost, what do we want? How do we see ourselves, right? With this mirror energy. Two of Baskets. So coming into balance with the self, with who you are, right? But also some of us need to communicate and open up to others. Maybe we've been in solitude for too long, because I also get this energy there as well. You might have to communicate with others. If you're going through a difficult time, making sure that you're communicating with other people, ones that can help you, ones that love you, that care for you. All right, the Hierophant energy here. Sometimes when we are rigid and we have so much control over our lives, it could bring about a certain type of sadness, or our visions might be clouded, all right? Because we're not giving ourselves to see beyond what has been put right in front of us, right? If we've planned it out so much and we have this direction that we want to go in, and there's no other way but this way, and we have it all written, then you don't open yourself to see beyond the cloud. So maybe not the cloud and being a negative feeling, but the idea of not being able to see beyond what's right in front of you too, right? And so that's just what I get with this Bishop C.H. Mason energy. Let's read about him. All right, Bishop C.H. Mason. All right, let's see. Bishop Charles Harrison Mason was a Pentecostal holiness denominational leader and founder, chief apostle, and the first senior bishop of the Church of God in Christ, based in Memphis, Tennessee. By the time of Mason's death, COGIC, or COGIC, had more than 4,000 churches and 400,000 members in South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, and the United States. Today, COGIC has 6.5 million members and 12,000 congregations around the world. Wow, that's powerful. One of the most significant events in Bishop Mason's life was surviving a yellow fever epidemic when he was 12 years old. His recovery was attributed to prayer. Bishop Mason's mother, Eliza, who was formerly enslaved, was known in the community as being very powerful and spiritually gifted. In the theology of Black American churches, the Holy Spirit was emphasized and petitioned to intercede in earthly matters, more than in mainstream churches. Bishop Mason was dedicated to spreading the word of God, but he didn't think that women's voices should be suppressed by the church, nor did he believe there was anything wrong with seeing the power in and utilizing roots. After all the radamancy, or divination by the mean of rod, so I don't know if I pronounced that right, was utilized by the patriarchs of the Bible. All right, so this is the idea, too, of holding to tradition, all right, because we have the Hierophant energy out here, but also being able to go beyond those boundaries with this cloud energy. So holding strong to something, maybe who you are, that foundation is strong, Spirit is saying, but it's nothing wrong with stepping outside and doing something a little bit different, doing something that's not traditional, right? You still are holding strong to who you are. You still have the two of baskets energy, which is the idea of being balanced within the self. Also, this bird energy in the clouds. It gives me spiritual communication. The two of baskets. Also, working with our spiritual team, communicating with our spiritual guides as well. Any any reading I do on this channel, it's going to always come back to that, partially for me, always for me, really. And I can say partially because I'm an ancestral worker. So pretty much for me, talking and working with our ancestors, allowing them to guide us and to be a part of our lives and to be a part of our movements forward and to play an active role in making changes in not only our lives, but the energetic blueprint of our bloodline. It's a part of it all for me. So if I see any type of spiritual communication in here where we need to be contacting and communicating with our ancestors, right? All right, we know the mom believed in the power of prayer. He believed in the power of prayer. So who are we praying to? We're praying to our guides. And so right now, where we're going through this moment where we might be confused because we have the Seven of Baskets, and its negative form is confusion, not being able to move forward, the cloud energy, being depressed or being sad. But these are things that we come to our spiritual team with. These are the things that we come to the Most High with prayer. All right? There was a time, and there should always be a time, where we believe that the ones who are there on the other side, the ones who love us, and then of course the higher energies, can help us move through some of these difficult times and phases in our life. All right, moving forward with the rider energy. So don't be afraid of praying. Don't be afraid of communicating with your ancestral team. Spirit, I'm going through a period of confusion right now. I'm not clear on where you want me to be. I have all these ideas and I have this vision for myself, but I'm having a hard time seeing it through. I'm having a hard time seeing how I can make it happen. Can you come into my life and can you open my sight up so that I can see the joy and the beauty that can be created with my life, right? And so we might have to do that too if we're being blocked. We need to bring them in. We need to bring them in because there's only so much of this you can take before you give up. Does that make any sense? It's only so much of this basket case in a negative sense. I don't mean in a negative way, but this energy where we're not able to see ourselves out and we're not able to see beyond the clouds because maybe things have been difficult. We're not making light of that situation. But it's only so much of this you can take before you can say, forget it. And then you stick back to what you were doing beforehand. It goes back to the conforming. We can see from this picture here that he's not conforming. This is a radical character. But look at the membership. The people who, the start of something by somebody who was somewhat radical or so outsider energy, somebody resonates with that. There's healing in that for somebody, right? So whoever you are and whatever you do, Spirit is saying that, yes, you stick to that foundation that you have. All right. If this is an industry that you're in, you stick to that industry that you're in, but you transform it by being able to be within it and without, in and out, in and out. Otherwise, you're not going to be yourself. That's why we have the mirror here. Being true to yourself, being true to your heart, being in balance with your heart, with the two of baskets. The two of baskets doesn't necessarily mean partnership with someone else. It's partnership with you. Partnership with the self. Testimony. So what are we saying? You have something to say. That's what it is. That's what it's saying. You have something to share. You have something to say. You have a life story that's different from anybody else's. You have a vision that cannot be, envisioned by anybody else. It's all you. It's within you. It's your spirit. Right? And so don't discount your testimony. Don't discount what difficulties you've gone through, because obviously this testimony card is out here, which means it's been hardship. It's been blockages. Let me see this lady here. I like the look on her face, right? Because even still, no matter what, the work has to be done. Whatever she has going on in her life, whatever she's thinking about, whatever hardship she might be enduring, because she's enduring hardship, I'm sure. She's an ex-slave. Aurelia Alexia Franks, ex-slave in Beaumont. So she has memories. These could be memories that can keep us from moving forward. She has sadness, right? Maybe in that situation she was in it. She's an ex-slave. The clouds were there. Maybe she couldn't see herself out of that, right? Working within foundations that don't allow you to see yourself properly. People who want to show you themselves, they want to hold their mirror up. Spirit is saying you hold your mirror up. You look at yourself through your own mirror, right? She had to look at herself through her own mirror every day of her life because society would tell her that she wasn't human. Her humanity wasn't real. She also had to look beyond the clouds in order to envision herself out of that situation. She didn't see it, or maybe she did. She had to have seen it to some degree. Now she's on the other side of it. Doesn't mean the sadness isn't there. Doesn't mean the clouds aren't there. But Spirit is saying that the work has to still be done. The testimony still has to be spoken. This is where the healing is. The healing is in the testimony, not in keeping it inside, but the healing is in the testimony when you share it with other people. The ancestors are here with you. Let's pull one of these Secret of the Ancestors Oracle, Abiola Abrams, to see what messages. What was under the Bishop? The Ten of Sticks. So, carrying burdens. Some of you all carrying burdens from the past. Spirit is saying it's time to work on releasing those things. You release through the testimony. The testimony, don't get me wrong. When you share with others, it's extremely powerful. But sometimes the first person you need to share with is yourself. So just admitting to yourself that you've come out. You come through a rough space. You've come out of a difficult time. It's powerful. Let's start small, right? Let's start small. What does the bishop have to say, Spirit? Bishop C.H. Mason. His energy is out here on the table. We give thanks for him. What does he have to say when it comes to working with Spirit? Because that's what he does. He works with the earth. Working with the root is working with the earth. All right, let's see. What does this powerful root worker have to tell us? All right, so let's see. The creature of the earth, take charge. So we are a part of the earth, right? We'll return to the earth. So let's believe that Mother Earth in all her bounty, that energy, the energy of Mother Earth, even just sitting and standing still, having our feet planted on the ground, giving honor and thanks for the fact that we are alive, all right, that we're able to touch the earth, is something powerful in itself. But Spirit is saying, take charge of your life. Take charge of your life. Move forward. We have the writer here. Don't be afraid to move forward. Don't be afraid to show people that vulnerable space. The testimony requires a bit of vulnerability, not a bit. It requires ultimate to give a testimony. Don't be afraid to show yourself here with this energy. There's magic in you with this creature of the earth. If you don't take charge of yourself, others will take charge of you. You know, that's the dangerous part that we're all in. Clarity, knowing who you are here, knowing what you have to bring to the table is important. Being able to cut your way out of these clouds. Maybe we don't see it all the way, the vision, but we know it's something beautiful on the other side. At least I choose to think so. We all have the choice to not. But I know this woman here, Aurelia, and anybody who's read or gone through any of the slave narratives, the narratives of the enslaved, because they weren't slaves, they were enslaved people, they were human beings with minds, ideas of their own. She had to cut through it. She had to cut through it to believe in who she was. Cut through the bullshit. Dealing with the shadows here, with the trials and tribulations of life. You have to deal with the shadow. You have to deal with the sadness, the sad piece of it all. You have to put yourself in a position to have that testimony. You have to pray to your spirit team, to your angels, to the Most High, for clarity, for belief in self, for all those things. We're not perfect. And, you know, I sit here and I read cards. I'm not perfect. I cry all the time to my spirit team. Most of the things I deal with are spiritual. I could go through days where I might burst out crying for hours. Spiritual stuff. Asking for healing, asking for clarity, asking for movement forward, asking for understanding. What do you all want from me? What do you all see me? Waiting for messages, not receiving them, still not moving forward, asking for... It's a part of life. Nobody's above it. And for those who don't ask and think they're above all this stuff, we don't deal with them. We're not dealing with them. We're not talking about them. Those people aren't on our level. They have nothing to do with what we're doing here. And we don't operate the same way they operate. I operate with spirit in mind, which means that when I go about my day, I'm thinking about the Most High energy and what I do to show my love to that energy into the world I'm in. That's what's important to me. All right. Until next time, we'll see where we are. Take care. Peace.